Dharma Master Cheng Yen travels to Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital to meet with the latest class of new doctors. Second-grade student Malaysia turns her yearning for teachers and classmates into beautiful song. I'm Sean Scanlan. This is DaAi Headlines. Let's get started. Dharma Master Cheng Yen traveled from Taichung to Taipei, met with 20 doctors who graduate from Tzu Chi University, have become doctors at Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital. A brief discussion allowed everyone to share their experiences. Let's take a look. Saving people is the common goal of these 20 specialist doctors assembled here today.
I'm a graduate of Tzu Chi University's post-bachelor TCM program, the first batch of such doctor. My name is Li Anju.
With a sweet manner, she can soothe the heart of many patients during her clinic hours. This is all due to her education.
At that time, my classmates were all graduated from various universities and then studied at Tzu Chi University. Actually, I think that at that time, everyone had just entered society and had sort of a tough outlook. But after 5 years of study, they were sort of baptized and everyone became more compassionate and happy. The goal of this newcomer camp is to cherish your blessings while encountering difficulties.
When the opportunity arises, they take off their doctor robes and walk into the community to take care of the poor and sick.
I think what I have learned is cultivating the mind and heart. I like this very much. There is one song about being grateful in medication and cherishing good fortune and contentment.
When the first medical training session started, I followed Dharma Master Yang to make the color bowl. And every time I saw the monument of the pulling down the color board, I would feel very touched.
Today, these graduates from Tzu Chi University are reflecting upon their experience. Patiently listening to his chronically ill, solitary elder is Huang Yuncheng, who is part of the 10th graduate class of the Tzu Chi University School of Medicine. After returning to Tzu Chi Hospital more than 5 years ago, he reflected upon some deep feelings.
What I want to share is a feeling of warmth in this place. You have to find a lot of resources and a lot of help. You don't have to follow the general process. If you want to send a note or make a call, there are senior brothers and sisters to help. They're actually very happy to respond and will do their best to help you.
From students to medical staff safeguarding the lives of others, though the road may be difficult, they are all willing to persevere. By lifting the value of life, doctors are getting a valuable education and helping their community. Taichung Tzu Chi volunteer Li Anju ran a food business selling meat when he was young. He had many friends and socialized often with alcohol. It was not until he contacted Tzu Chi and visited care recipients that he repented. Since joining Tzu Chi with his wife, he has now switched to a vegetarian business. Here's more.
Using a spatula to cook vegetarian food, volunteer Li Anju is professional and skillful.
I'm good at cooking. I enjoy cooking for everyone.
In his early years, Li Anju ran meat food business. He had many friends and social activities.
I love to live it up with my friends and drink alcohol. The senior team leader was like an elder. She came to inspire me and save me out of such a wild life.
Li Anju was once reprimanded for drunk driving, leading him to give up drinking.
The senior team leader treated me very well. She never scolded at me before. I was so touched that I wanted to stop drinking after the incident.
The couple joined Tzu Chi together, putting away the meat business. They changed to sell Buddhist culture relics and vegetarian noodles. The two often visit care recipients together.
Visiting care recipients gave him a lot of encouragement. Then he continued to walk Tzu Chi's path and slowly changed. The whole family could feel his change.
Li Anju often contributes to Tzu Chi activities like cooking, recycling, visiting care recipients, and many others, allowing him to find a most meaningful second life.
I will never stop doing Tzu Chi. I won't walk the other path, won't refuse, and won't retire. I will keep being diligent. In 2021, the pandemic entered the second year as COVID cases in Singapore continued to be highly unstable. Frontline pandemic workers felt the stress. In the first half of 2021, some 1,500 medical workers left their jobs. To encourage remaining medical workers, Tzu Chi volunteers brought them fruits, drinks, and jingsa products. Let's take a look.
Tzu Chi volunteers come here every day, no matter the weather and time.
When I hear that you were coming over, I feel warmth in my heart.
We are making Russell tea today, and this is for the medical workers at Jiaping Community Quarantine Center.
Frontline workers at Jiaping Community's Quarantine Center look forward to the arrival of Tzu Chi volunteers. In 2021, when the pandemic marched into its second year, frontline workers became exhausted because of the long-term battle against the virus. After a year, Tzu Chi volunteers once again visited the quarantine center, bringing care to frontline workers.
Because the staff may not be able to take breaks that often, and then they don't really have time to take their lunch on time. Because of Tzu Chi's willingness to actually work alongside the frontliners to provide this additional support, I think it is really, really appreciated by everyone.
With last year's experience, we know that if we are ready, if they like something, we can prepare it for them. We can also immediately cater to other people's needs.
Because frontline workers must work hard, so we need to support them spiritually and physically. We must also give them encouragement.
For 1 month, volunteers provide frontline workers with tea and jingsi aphorisms, hoping to bring positive energy to those in need. After a year, some people even recognize Tzu Chi.
Last year there was big bugs, and volunteers have left me a good impression. They were very sincere and kind. These words on the papers really encouraged me, and it also reminded me at all times that I should persist and finish my work.
It's really of great help to us, because sometimes we are tired and we have to wear protective clothing. With your care, I felt that my pressure has been released.
I don't think this is a small act of love. This is, in fact, great love.
The group of volunteers have brought sincerity and warmth to frontline workers, caring for them while they continue to support citizens in need.
In Hong Kong, Taiwan Liaison Office was originally an old building. It was more than 60 years old. In 2018, Tzu Chi volunteers hired architects and designers to renovate it. Work has recently been completed, transforming it into the Tzu Chi Environmental Action Center. Let's join them there.
The wood-carved sharks seem to be alive, leading everyone to swim in the ocean seemingly. This is the newly established Tzu Chi Environmental Action Center in Hong Kong DaAi Liaison Office. Volunteers taught the nearby residents and environmental education class.
Environmental protection is actually a very interesting work. If we practice it in our daily life, for example, when we talk about this enzyme, we would tell them that we can actually make use of the leftover peel to make some cleaning products. This seems to have a close relationship with housewives, so they should be interested in listening.
The original Taiwan Liaison Office was an old building that was more than 60 years old. In 2018, Hong Kong Tzu Chi volunteers began to repair and renovate it. Now the entire building greatly demonstrates eco-friendliness, making the public learn a lot after visiting.
Now the Earth is suffering from a fever already. This Tzu Chi Environmental Action Center can raise people's awareness on protecting the Earth and teach people that a lot of recyclables can be reproduced into different products, reducing the amount of garbage, and then the Earth can be much better.
My biggest feeling of coming here today is to recycle PET bottles. Normally, I would simply throw it away at home. I didn't make a good use of it. I have learned a lot today. In the future, I won't throw it away, but collect it for recycling.
Bring back the knowledge of caring for our Mother Earth. The residents not only learned a lot in this environmental protection trip, but will also practice it in their daily lives.
Tzu Chi's Home Safety Project installs handrails for elders. It also provides assistive devices for elders in need. In Shizhe, a Tzu Chi volunteer, Zhong Huilan, looks after her 90-year-old parents who have mobility issues due to a recent fall. Take a look. For someone who is ill, it is important to get a good rest. Even if the height of the box spring bed is customized, it's different from the electric bed, which can be adjusted, so it's better to have an electric bed. These two volunteers are helping extend the life of this product as they carefully examine each part of the bed. After cleaning, they delivered it to the home of Zhong Huilan. Zhong Huilan's parents are quite old now, and they need constant care. They're quite moved by the hard work of volunteers over the last few days.
My mother is quite happy and said she could have a good sleep. My father is also quite moved by such actions.
Protecting them from falling through special work is important for these elders. The bathroom is a very important area where handrails need to be installed. Whether it's making the home safer or providing assistive devices, Tzu Chi volunteers are always there to show their care. A second grader at Malaysia's Tzu Chi International School was unable to go to school due to the pandemic, as she misses her teachers and classmates very much. Under the guidance of her mother, Li Anju transformed her yearning into lyrics. Take a look.
Due to the pandemic, student Ling Xingyuan is unable to go back to school, so she expresses her emotions through singing. At 8 years old of age, she sings quite well after modifying lyrics.
Depending on what songs she sings, I will find sheet music for her. So she becomes interested in music and keeps on practicing. She will give me advices, and I will do so too. I will firstly write a song and she will sing it for me.
You work hard for it, then next step is your enjoyment.
2 semicolon equal to
2 semicolon equal to 1 colon.
Utilizing time at home smartly, the daughter became motivated in learning, while the mother became closer to her.
In Malaysia, as the pandemic eased, students may return to school for classes. However, before students return to campus, cleaning and COVID prevention planning must be carried out. Here's more.
As students come back on campus, they reunite with their long-awaited teachers.
I'm happy because I haven't been back in school for a long time. My mother brought me back here, so I'm very happy.
I'm happy to come to school because I can meet my teacher and friends.
After 5 months of separation due to the pandemic, and after the school is planning up routes, distance between seats, and securing airflow, students are allowed to come back while obeying COVID prevention measures.
Ever since we resumed physical classrooms, some parents still want their child to keep taking online courses. About 60% of our students came back on campus. Our teachers must take care of both online and physical classes. Therefore, we continued doing teachings in both methods.
Stopping classes doesn't mean stopping education. as students continue to donate for a good cause.
This is my father's donation. This is my father's, grandfather's, and grandmother's donation. We want to donate to people in need of help.
I brought back my piggy bank, and I hope to help those in difficult times.
I want to do good deeds with Master Cheng Yen.
At Penang Tzu Chi Kindergarten, parents filled up a health form first, while their children returning to campus must undergo a 2-time temperature check, along with a simple COVID test done by team of doctors.
We want to protect everyone, so when children are back in school, the parents will feel at ease too, because we have done COVID prevention properly. To do this, we will arrange COVID tests for our students.
Protecting everyone's health, teachers and students can now meet up once more, studying while having fun.
Malaysian Tzu Chi chapters and foreign students participated in a special competition hosted by the online gaming platform Pagamo. The games taught participants about disaster prevention and recycling, helping them later put these principles into action to save the earth. Here's more. To promote recycling education about disaster prevention, Tzu Chi Foundation teamed up with the online gaming platform Pagamo for a special competition that also invited foreign students from 5 different countries to participate.
This time, the Malaysian chapter has a chance to cooperate with Kuala Lumpur and Selangan chapter, Malacca chapter, and Kedah chapter to organize this esports game competition, so that we can pass the concept of recycling to the younger generations.
By participating in this competition, we can learn about disaster prevention and take it to heart and remember it in our minds so we can implement it in our daily lives.
Students are not the only ones who benefit from these recycling disaster prevention questions posed on the Pagamo platform, but parents are feeling at ease about their children.
I also learned a lot through this game, such as circular economy and the topic of climate change.
After she finishes her homework, she can play for 30 minutes. It's a relaxing game and it gives them special knowledge that is not generally part of the curriculum.
It doesn't matter who ultimately wins this competition, as students are learning new knowledge through the game, as well as a greater love for the earth. After the pandemic, elderly classes at the Tzu Chi Kaohsiung Shaogang Long-Term Care Center have finally resumed. Under the leadership of teachers, elders find themselves rejuvenated and able to pass their golden years in peace and tranquility. Take a look.
The Tzu Chi elderly classes eventually resumed. The students in the play have gray hair, and they have to read their little notes to recite the dialogue during the performance. But these are all their childhood memories. The elders seem to have taken a time machine to relive the playfulness of their childhood. In the Tzu Chi Xiaogan Long-Term Care Center, classes have been suspended due to the pandemic. After class resumes, the elders cherish the lesson even more.
Everyone feels happy coming here. It's a happy paradise.
During the pandemic, teachers still taught drawing in virtual classes regularly, so the elders did not stop learning.
I did it slowly by myself at home, trying to develop my drawing foundation, hoping to make a good use of it to create my own drawing in the future.
Paintings of sketches and senticle prove the diligence of the elders during class suspension. Now the classes are resumed. The elders can enjoy their silver-haired life in the care center once again.
The Achan Clean Sheltered Workshop in Miaoli employs 13 physically and mentally challenged employees. These employees typically work in a factory, packing sanitary tissue, which is later sold domestically. The pandemic has led their business to drop by 70%. Despite the loss of income, the workshop continues to commit to charitable works, such as offering free home cleaning services for solitary seniors. After Grandma got sick, this place was left abandoned for a while. The weeds were taller than people, making it difficult to walk past here. For March, she didn't care for this place, so we are coming today to help Grandma tidy it up and plant some vegetables.
给你扫地，你把这边的树叶有的扫一扫，把它扫到一堆，等一下我再用袋子把它装起来。
Young people have better eyesight and can see it clearly. I have to touch it to know what it is.
我帮你的，你会进去那一间嘛，对不对？对啊。他现在帮你把那边的草割掉，你比较好走。对啊，比较好。
They are very nice. They come to help me clean every year. Otherwise, I can't tidy up. I can't walk with these 2 feet.
这边就直，然后就出手。好，开了，丢进了，丢进来。
那你现在在做什么？
我帮阿妈整理环境。
你感觉怎么样？
很好。
那你们要特别小心什么？
要安全。有没有喝水啊？有。有上厕所吗？有。阿妈要动这边。那这是鞋带还是？
到地上就可以，直接把它推倒就可以。
在地上推倒。哎，你要小心哦。
好。那你自己要小心啊。
爷爷在3、4年。
Grandpa died about 3 or 4 years ago. After his leaving, Grandma wanted to take good care of this place so that whenever Grandpa sees this, he would know Grandma is doing well here.
纸箱这整个拿出来拆好，等一下有水的都到这里。
衣服放进去，一件一件放。
来，铁罐把它捏扁。那会不会太多了？
水加满它就会转。
塑胶的全部丢进来。对。
把它盖起来吧。
好。
In fact, before we go to serve the elderly, we must do a complete set of plans and training. They are really studying hard because their aspiration is to take care of the elderly.
I can wash the dirty clothes of the elderly. This makes me very happy.
整理好，好放下去。好，要看那个缝合的有没有破掉，这边。好，很好。 开始粘，对，然后要粘到2个中间。很棒，你做得非常棒。
Actually, my child is also a physically and mentally challenged person, so I can appreciate them and treat them as if they were my own children.
白色的那一条朝我们这边，朝外面，好，很棒哦，老师教你都有记起来了。
I kept having to take it apart. I practiced it for a long time and still could not do it. Every day I practice until I got it.
When training them at the beginning, it might take more than 30 minutes to pack a box. It is possible that a bag was placed incorrectly and they all had to be taken out. The longest training time was almost a year.
During the pandemic, a lot of food stalls were closed and some companies switched to shift work, so the demand for sanitary tissue decreased by about 70%. As long as you buy our sanitary tissue, we'll donate $1 to the Solitary Elders' Homes cleaning service. We cannot skip this part of our charity work because of the pandemic, as we remain committed to providing service to solitary elders.
过来一点，手要去挖一个洞。
太近了，大的会摸到。
好不好？这样可以。
可以啊。
这样可以。那泡谢谢。
40缸啊，40缸了。
In 40 days, it can be harvested. Yes, I have something to look forward to.
First-year students at Tainan Tzu Chi High School are required to volunteer at a local recycling station as they learn from elders who keep the earth clean. We leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.